What's up, everybody? Matt Nuzzo, we're here at Rio. Today we get to talk to you about the Naish S26 Wing-Surfer. So S26 Wing-Surfer is quite a bit different than the S25. There's been a lot of improvements to this wing, and I've been really loving it. I've been using a full size range. I took this little 2.8 out and it was blowing like 35 the other day. And it's super fun. Like these wings have gone through I would say almost a full rebuild. And they can fly on their own. Yeah, they've been through almost a full rebuild and are really quite improved from what I've seen in the S26, particularly in the bigger size range. Attack of the killer wings! Did I offend you? Must have offended this one. Where was I? The S26 has had quite a few improvements over the S25. I'll go through all those improvements, but the biggest one is that it has much better power and range and rigidity on the larger sizes. So the larger sizes in the S25 were a little soft and you kind of didn't get that much more power as you're increasing. Now the big sizes have significantly better power and ride upwind better. So as you can see, one of the changes they've made is they've changed the window configuration. Windows are always a hotly contested thing in wings. Some people love them, some people hate them. Naish has a larger window. My feeling is that windows are nice if you're the right size on the right size wing. So in the range, having used pretty much almost all sizes in the range except for the 2.2, this windows work for me on some sizes and don't work for me on other sizes. And that's just the nature of having a strut in the middle of your face. The window material is a heavier duty material, so real durable. If you are using this in super cold weather, be careful so it doesn't, you don't fold it and it doesn't crack if it's under freezing conditions. I don't think that that's gonna happen. They've got the bag so you can kind of just fold the wing in half. It's pretty straightforward and you won't be folding it on itself. These wings just want to fly. You can see the wing is definitely nice and balanced, really stable, super easy. Easy to fly, easy to flag out. On this wing, Naish is using their high tensile thread. So one of the things that they've done is one of the few companies that actually tell you to pump it up enough. 8 to 10 pounds, right? It tells you 8 to 10 pounds PSI. You want this wing to be rigid. And you can see even on the small one, like this thing is like hard to flex. Like this thing, definitely you notice the improvement in the rigidity of the frame, which means that it's much easier to start and get up on foil. Has much better drive getting going, and you're definitely getting great drive going forward. One of the big improvements is handle placement, removing some of the handles. They've added Y handles. They also are, changed out the construction and style of the handles. So the handles are not my favorite handles, but placement works perfect for this wing. So that's really what's most important. The reason they're not my favorite is that there's like this webbing kind of over a hard plastic strap. So it's pretty hard on your hands. You know, Robbie probably has hands like a leatherback turtle, so he doesn't even notice this. But as an office guy, I take a lot of sessions and stuff, but these handles, when I first got them, were a little abrasive. As the webbing is broken in better, it's gotten a little bit better. You will see these little paddle attachers. These things are designed so you can hook up your paddle and then go SUP, hook up your paddle and have your paddle on your wing going back. I think that's kind of silly because it's really hard to go upwind on an SUP without a centerboard. They do work really well for a GoPro. So these little webbing things, you can take them off if you don't want them. But I've found that, if you need to get in GoPro clips and stuff, it's nice to put a pole on there. These Y handles are a nice thought, definitely an afterthought. They're the thing I don't like about these things, they're good for transitioning, just you can kind of throw your hands there. But when you grab it, the neoprene just slides down, right? So it's a removable strap, and you can put it through the center if you wanted to have kind of like a grab strap in the middle. But anytime I try and ride with them or jump, the neoprene cover is just sliding around. So I did notice it was what's the deal? These things I want to use them and they're good for transitions, but then I have to change my hands after transition. So I found that these handles in the front handle all the way forward is going to be more of a depowered position. This is going to have your max power with your front hand on the back handle, and then having 3 on the back gives you a variety of powered to underpowered conditions, and underpowered to powered. You're just going to change where your handle goes. This is in the right place, and the wing flags out beautifully and super nice. This wing, it was surprisingly not that much flutter in it, so I was psyched to see it didn't really have a ton of flutter in the trailing edge, and it rides well. It's fairly lightweight. One other thing, like the coil leash, like you see these things like just start coiling and knotting up. It is actually a really high quality leash. It's cool that the handle doesn't just like rip out. You can, you know, you can put that wrist leash on. You can change to a waist leash if you want to. It is a coil leash. It's gonna do this and kind of be like this at some point during your session, but you can kind of just bungee the thing back out. It's not that big of a deal. They are using one pump system. They changed their hose to a larger inflate and deflate, which this tube here doesn't have a clamp on it. Sometimes in kites they were putting clamps on it. Some of the original S25 they put clamps on it, but they found that was kind of unnecessary to clamp it off, and so they went to larger tubes, which makes it inflate and deflate a lot easier. They also have their proprietary inflate valve, which is like an SUP. It just has this little plunger in it. It's really easy to use, but I always forget to push the plunger I pump it up and oh, I didn't push the plunger out, and so then it will deflate on me and I have to pump my kite twice, pump my wing twice, which is not that big of a deal. Performance-wise, great upwind, fun for jumping, really like it in the surf, does flag out really quite nice. If you had S25s and liked them, you're gonna freak on these because they're really a solid upgrade, much more rigid frame. And I found that this holds up with kind of most of the wings on the market. I've been like, man, they've done a really good job developing and worked super hard on making a wing that's gonna last and feels really good, and you know, has kind of all the features that you want. Some of them, you know, not so great, like these Y handles, but some people won't even notice and don't mind. So that's just my personal opinion. I've been keeping these in my truck because I've been liking them so much, and it's great having the full range. Like 2.2, I was training my wife on the 2.8, just on land training, getting her ready to, you know, she doesn't foil, so she wants to go on the SUP to try that out. And, you know, she was doing land training with a 2.8, and it's just such an awesome size to have for, you know, have that full size range. And then also on the top end, going up to 6.8, like tons of power, big riders, light air. It's great to have the full size range. I've been riding mostly the 3.6, 4.6, and 5.3, and all those have been excellent sizes. If you want more reviews or more info, reach out online at realwatersports.com or give us a call to shop, 252-987-6000. See you on the water.